Alright, we still don't have like an intro, but let's start and we'll have to discuss cult movie.
So let the subscribers come, then we'll worry about the intro. Right now our channel is in a limbo state.
Yeah.
So इसलिए I don't care about an intro at the moment.
But the enthusiasm is there because we love films.
Of course.
We love talking about films.
I mean, we used to talk about films when we did not consider YouTube. So it's not like we don't love talking about films.
Yeah.
So this is just an added bonus of what we are doing, and I don't know how long it will take for us to be relevant, but it's fine. Even if it doesn't happen, it's fine.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. So we are about to discuss Pushpa, and Pushpa was a cultural phenomenon. And I remember back in 2020, it released sometime in the late 2021. I think December or something. I don't exactly know the date, but yeah, it became such a cultural phenomenon. Like everyone was doing Pushpa, raving about Pushpa. And funnily enough, this was before RRR released. Because RRR came out sometime in May or June of 2022, and this came out in the early December 2021. So it got famous in January 2022. So this was the time when Bollywood was at its lowest, and the pandemic was going on. We have to censor that. 2 minutes 27 seconds. Okay, yeah. So this was the time when Bollywood was at its lowest. The lockdown was still going on. The theaters hadn't still opened properly. I think the movie which kick-started the theaters was Suryavanshi, which had also come out sometime in November of 2021, like a month before this movie had come out. And then, of course, who will forget December 17th, No Way Home, Spider-Man. Yeah, so because I had gone to watch Spider-Man, I had no interest in watching Pushpa, to be very frank. That when this had come out, I was in no mood to even watch this movie, because for me, yes, I am a Telugu. Before I used to watch Telugu movies before it was considered to be cool. So I've been watching Telugu movies since 2007 or 2008. So for me, I knew who ALLU ARJUN was. I knew NTR. I knew Mahesh Babu, Prabhas, and then I have also known many other Telugu actors as well, which many of the Bollywood audience may not know. I know Ram. I know there is another called Kalyan Ram, who's NTR's elder brother, and then I know there is a guy. Nitin, there is another actor. Funnily enough, Nitin's movie, Nitin as an actor, his movie is also coming, I think pretty soon. But nobody cares. That is the kind of, but he's not a bad actor. That is what I'm saying. So like, I know a lot of I have been a Telugu cinema watcher for a long time, and I used to prefer watching Telugu cinemas over kind of watching Hindi movies, because ultimately during that time, 10 years ago, Bollywood movies were just directly remaking Telugu movies. So I was like, I'd rather watch the original. Why would I bother watching something which will be a poor imitation of the original source material? Because Bollywood is all about fluff, and yes, it will throw a lot of money on the screen, but still the original will always be the original. That is the thing. That is the reason why, for me, I don't like Wanted. Yes, of course, Wanted was Salman Khan's big comeback movie. It also set the template of the next 10 years of his Bollywood career. But still, for me, I prefer the original Pokiri, which came out in 2006, and Mahesh Babu was the lead character who played. And funnily enough, that movie was then remade in Tamil with Talapati Vijay.
The thing with like remakes, now that I've had like a way to compare, I don't know, what was the original Singham that we saw? Was that a Telugu?
Singham, it's a Tamil film.
Okay, it's a Tamil film. Now when we compared the two of them, I think it's like a preference thing. So the first film had very few nuances in terms of like the pacing of the story. Okay. The original Singham I felt went from beat to beat to beat to beat to beat, and there was no room for like to breathe properly, which I think Bollywood does a lot better for me. So I like to watch Bollywood films more because even with Wanted, I don't know, I've not seen the original Wanted, but I think I would predict that this would be a big difference for me. That
No. That is not the case. That is not the case because Wanted was a beat by beat remake of the original.
Okay.
Because Prabhudeva made it. Prabhudeva doesn't have any talent of his own when it comes to screenwriting and then direction.
Okay.
Prabhudeva's skills are something else. Prabhudeva is a brilliant dancer, an amazing choreographer. He can literally make anyone dance, and he also has
good omelette maker.
Yeah, and I don't know. Okay, what happened? Omelette maker?
Oh, have you not seen the scene?
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, that is from his old 90s during his stint as an actor. Prabhudeva was a big name back in the 90s, as an actor as well. So that was considered, and funnily enough, the actress he was doing that on, she is Jyotika's elder sister.
Oh, I know of her. What's her name? I forgot.
Nagma. Her name is Nagma.
So apparently Saurav Ganguly was a big fan of Nagma. So that's how I found out that Nagma exists. Like Saurav Ganguly was like, really? So
basically, Nagma was a big deal during the 90s. She was such a sought after actress, and her sister Jyotika was also a very big deal in the 90s. So that was the only instance where two sisters were doing well for themselves in the industry, because that's rarely the case when it comes to because there are many examples, like Kriti Sanon has a sister but nobody cares about her, but Kriti Sanon's career is doing well. Same way Disha Patni has a sister, but Disha Patni's sister is in the army or something like that. And then there is also Neha Sharma. You know Neha Sharma, right?
Yeah, I think Neha Sharma, I know, but like her Bollywood career did not really work. So I don't know if I think she's doing good work down there. I think down south.
Not really. She started from Telugu cinema and she debuted opposite Ram Charan.
Okay.
So she debuted opposite Ram Charan, and it did not. I mean, yeah, of course, she was used for glamour, like how Telugu cinema and glamour go hand in hand.
We will talk about glamour in this film.
Which rounds, which kind of brings us back to Pushpa, because we saw how Rashmika was used, and we saw basically how every woman was used in this movie.
There is a pattern though. We'll talk about this.
There is a pattern, yeah.
Yeah.
Telugu cinema, see, I'll tell you something. Telugu cinema is openly sexist, and Telugu cinema celebrates that. Telugu cinema is like
not okay. Fine. Now that we have broached the subject, unlike most people will start with like the overall thoughts, we'll start with this. Okay.
Yeah,
because we have broached the subject. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's the objectification that is the big problem. The problem is that the characters have such a one-tone personality.
No, I understand.
And they're so dumb. So dumb.
See, I understand that. What I am saying is, Telugu cinema and the makers of Telugu cinema know that they are using the actresses for objectification, and they are proud of it. They are like, I am going to give you what you want. My market primarily is for horny men who want to see women like that, so I am going to satisfy your needs. So they are they celebrate that, and they don't hide it, and for that I kind of even respect. It's like they know what they are doing, and they are like, I am going to exploit you fully. Because see, Rashmika, I wouldn't find her to be conventionally beautiful. That's what I'm saying. Yes, she's cute. She has those what do I say? She has a certain charm to her, but compare her to Kajal Agarwal or Tamanna, I am not going to consider her to be hot. But in this movie, they projected her like a hot.
It's a skill girl. They have. It's a skill.
Yeah. I was so surprised. I'm like, Rashmika ko is tarike se dikha diya, baap re baap, because I never consider her to be hot. She is good looking. Yes, I'm not going to say she's ugly or something like that. No. She's definitely good looking. But the makeup which they did on her was ugly.
Yeah, why would you purposefully, like, I think you have to objectify her, but then you sort of purposefully make her darker? I don't know what is happening.
I don't even know how they shot those portions of her in the river when they have that makeup, plus she is completely wet, and it would have been a nightmare to shoot. The makeup would have been peeling off after every take, and I don't even know how she managed to shoot it, because I'm pretty sure she would have gotten a cold after that shoot. And not just her, all the junior artists, because literally everyone was dressed.
It's the dumbest group of girls.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Where I like imagine like sending your own friend to kiss a person because they've paid you money. It's like, why would
it's literally pimping you. Pimping. It's literally pimping someone.
Pimping your own friend.
I mean, okay, the Rashmika's character throughout the movie is problematic. She's put in problematic situations. First of all, the friends are, I mean, the main character Pushpa is first, soliciting her for that. That is one problematic aspect. And the next thing is when finally her father gets taken ransom and she has to go sleep with this guy.
She has this sudden realization. Oh, I liked you from the
beginning. That is not okay. That is a different problem. But what I am saying is the family are preparing her. They're bathing her. They are setting her up and then sending. I'm like, क्या family है भाई? तू पागल हो क्या तुम लोग? If it was my family or so, they would be like, बाप गया तेल लेने भाड़ में जाओ.
If the scene had come earlier. Towards the setup of this particular Jali Reddy, what is his name? Jali Reddy, yeah. To show that the family, while going through such trauma, is preparing the daughter, not maybe Rashmika, but like somebody else, to send to this person. It would be a brilliant setup for a character.
So you haven't seen Salar, right?
No.
So there is a similar kind of situation which happens in Salar as well. So in Salar, I'll just give you a brief, I mean, when you watch it, you'll realize basically what happens is there is a similar character to Jali Reddy in this particular kind of a place which is being ruled over by these kind of militants or something like that. And there what happens is syndicate, exactly. So similar to that, there is another syndicate in Salar, and what happens is there is a village which consists of there is a group of tribal women over there, entirely women. That group of tribal women, and a character like Jali Reddy, how we see him is he basically flies a kite, and whichever house his kite lands on, I mean, he just lets it. He'll just go and take the woman from that house and then do. I mean, literally pedo is shown. Oh. So there is a scene where we see that one girl is, I mean, there is a place where similar scene where he picks one girl, he finds it out, and then the family is forced to kind of, I mean, they are literally crying and screaming, and then there are two women from this guy's group, I mean, they are supporting this guy. They go to this girl's house and they are preparing her. They are literally preparing her and bathing her. So they are being openly like they are terrible people. Though those two women are also terrible. So that makes sense where in this particular scene, it looks like Rashmika is not even fazed by the prospect of sleeping with this stranger. I'm like, dude, what is going on?
There is a trope of setting up the villain in this way where a lot of films do this. I don't know. I couldn't pinpoint right now, but like. All
Telugu movies have this. All the Telugu movies have this movie.
I'm talking about another one. There is a trope, which is sort of on the similar sort of. You can relate this trope to this particular one that we are talking about, where one of the henchmen gets caught, and instead of just being tortured or saying that, they just kill themselves. Okay, they unalive themselves is what we have to say on it. So again,
15 minutes, yeah.
15 minutes, yeah. So they unalive themselves, and then that sets up, the villain might be really, heinous or like scary. Yeah. That's why they're unaliving themselves.
So this is a trope which happens in multiple movies, and especially in Telugu cinema, whenever they have to project a villain, they will always set up the villain to kind of do harm to women. And of course, see, overall for me, that Rashmika plot point, it makes sense, and then how they show how they wrap it up also works for me. That entire fight sequence where Allu Arjun Pushpa takes her away and the Srivalli, and then fights for her, that scene works for me. How he's basically fighting for her, and then it's like he's literally circling around the guy like as though marrying her, fere le raha hai. There is a Shehnai also playing in the background. So it is a metaphor. The fight sequences for me worked for me because they were all interesting fight sequences. So they worked for me, and I kind of appreciate the director to think out of the box rather than just show a conventional fight scene where you punch someone and then they say they are going flying. Every fight sequence has something unique happening. So that is something which I'll give credit to the director and even the team who worked. So that is a good thing. But yeah, so this is a good fight sequence which happens. And but primarily Rashmika's character, I'll say no point to her apart from just adding this this romance angle to the story, which, yes, I guess for a commercial movie, the songs and objectification, they cast Rashmika, and she did the needful.
It's now, I think they've moved on from this thing I've seen, from the recent trends that I've seen. They're not moved on completely. They still are fixated on the belly button, but they have
that is never going to go away when it comes to South India.
That's not going away. But now they've moved on. They've sort of added the blouse shots to this.
Okay, there is a new fetish going on of the armpits.
Oh, over there.
No. I mean, yeah, everywhere. No, even in the north as well. Because nowadays I don't know what is the kind of like obsession. Yes, down south they are still obsessed with the belly button. Now there is armpits also going on. So that is why at every chance,
the area, the more they like it. I guess
I don't know what the fantasy is, but yeah, I guess so that is why there is always like even in this movie they went for the armpits as well. Rashmika is flaunting her armpits in every song. So I guess you needed an actress like her to do it. When she was doing Pushpa, she was just starting out. She was early in her careers. I think this was her 4th or 5th Telugu movie or something like this, I think. And this was kind of her second movie with a big star. Before Allu Arjun, the movie she did was with Mahesh Babu.
So she's had like a good start to her career. She did Animal.
No, yeah, after this only she got Animal.
I mean, no surprise there. Like she was willing to do a dumb character. So Sandeep Reddy.
Sandeep Reddy. So she kind of always plays these kinds of characters, dumb and these bimbo type of characters, and who look good. But the problem is, I first watched my first exposure to Rashmika was through a Mahesh Babu film which came out in 2020, and I was like, ये कौन है? इसको क्यों बना दिया हीरोइन? ये क्या है ये? She was so cringe. So I was like, and a lot of people consider her to be cringe. They were like, why are people even casting her? But now she has literally elevated her career to the next level. But I still see, I mean, I still don't find her to be like, I'll tell you what, she is doing the same thing which Tamanna did when she started out. Because Tamanna used to play these kind of bimbo type of, these ditzy kind of roles, and then she used to always dance and flaunt and kind of celebrate her sexuality, and then always make sure she adds to the glamour, and she used to do that. And Rashmika is, I think, doing that. But the problem is, she is no Tamanna. You can't. Tamanna is a different breed. You can't.
I mean, she's not a bad actress. So
she's no.
I think
I wouldn't.
Tamanna comparatively is a worse actress than Rashmika is. So
I would argue.
Rashmika has
No,
an
I
added
would.
advantage.
I would disagree because I feel Tamanna. I see Tamanna never tried to act. That is what I'm saying. Tamanna never went for those kind of roles. And she always used to choose glamorous roles. Rashmika is trying to go to those kind of roles which require her to act. For example, in Animal also, she had to kind of act a little, but she did not do a good job. In Hindi, she did some movies. I think she did a movie called Goodbye. Horrible film. Horrible film. And she tried to do some acting, but it did not work for me. I tried watching that, even that movie did not work for me at all. I was like, hey, khatam kar, hata isko. Amitabh Bachchan is in that movie. He plays the father of this, and Neena Gupta is in that movie. Neena Gupta plays the mother. So it's a very, I don't know. I didn't
think,
enjoy that movie.
Personally, for me, the animal character worked.
Yeah, I know. Animal character worked for me,
I think she was good in that.
I didn't like her kind of how she portrayed it, but that is what I'm saying, right? She's trying. She's trying to do a lot of things. That is the only difference between Rashmika and Tamanna. Tamanna never tried. She was like, हाँ मेरे को पता है मेरे को किस लिए कास्ट कर रहे हैं, हाँ ठीक है. So Rashmika is trying to do both. That is the difference between them. But let's see what her career, because
I can't believe we spent 10 minutes on Rashmika.
No, we have to because she's part of this movie, right? Because see, apart from this, we are not going to talk about her because there is nothing to talk about in this movie.
Yeah.
So that is the thing. So we spent the 10 minutes of this movie on Rashmika, and now we are going to be done and dusted because ultimately nothing happens to her character. I don't know what is going to happen in part 2, but based on what I'm seeing, based on whatever I've seen in the promos, and there is a song which is going to come out on 1st December. Again, she's dressed in the same sleeveless and blouse wala usi look mein hai.
There's a final thing I would like to say is that if you are showing that the girl is sort of coming back to your protagonist and saying that, oh, I liked you from the beginning, give us a hint. Please give us a hint.
Yeah.
Okay. We saw no hints and we didn't buy it.
At least you could have shown something like every time Pushpa thought she was not paying attention, maybe she was paying attention.
Yes. That one thing would have been enough.
Yeah, I mean, we could have seen that when she finally comes and talks to him that I know this, I've been noticing you. So just intercut it with those small sequences where she was seeing. I was expecting that to happen, but it didn't happen. I was like, kya hai? So that is
because now it feels that she's taking advantage of him.
हाँ, it literally looks like कि वो गई रोते रोते कि अभी बचा लो मेरे को बचा लो.
And now I'll marry you because you're saving.
हाँ, exactly. Now because of course क्या होगा अब, उसने literally he thrashed Jali Reddy. He is a syndicate member. She can't survive without Pushpa anymore. So let's see what happens to her character now, because how they wrap things up. Pushpa has made, I mean, there are 3 enemies now for Pushpa. There is the guy, there is Jali Reddy, who's just crippled, and of course he's going to stand up, he's going to prove to be an antagonist. There is also that Sinu, Mangal Sinu, and then the third one is FAHADH's character.
FAASIL. Yeah.
So there are 3 villains for him already, and obviously Jali Reddy is going to try and do something to Rashmika's character.
The moment they set up Jali Reddy to be a womanizer, I knew in that moment that something is going to happen with Rashmika.
And I knew that's how they are going to bring Pushpa and Rashmika together, Srivalli together. I knew.
Yeah.
See, that is conventional Telugu cinema. You know there are some tropes which they are going to follow, and they did it. Okay, now enough of the topic about romance and Rashmika. Let's come to the primary problem which I have with this movie. The problem which I have with this movie is you want to show the rise of Pushpa, right? So, even though on paper they are showing that he's from the lowest of the lows and he managed to rise to the top in this movie, but the problem I have is even when he's at the lowest of the low, he's not struggling. I don't see any struggle. Whatever struggle which I am seeing is superficial. Everything is happening to him in a very convenient way and in very easily. Yes, I can see the only instance when I felt his character was struggling was when we learn about his backstory and how he's traumatized by the like his father, the daddy issues which he has, the father issues which he has, and how his elder brother, the step brother, kind of keeps coming and acts as a bully throughout his life at every instant. That is the only instance where I was able to connect with the character of Pushpa. I was like, fine, this is something which humanizes
for me.
him.
It also sort of cripples the movie towards the end. We'll talk about it.
We can, but yeah, that is the only thing which I feel humanizes him for me, which is why I was also interested and slightly invested in the character. Otherwise, I was not at all invested in his character. I was like, theek hai, he's not even struggling at all. There is every step he has some solution, and every step he's managing to come out on top and then climb the ladder, and reaching on top. Like first, the opening scene itself, he's like, the police is stopping him, he's thrashing the police and then bribing the police, and then the next scene itself, we are seeing what is happening. He's trying to look for work, and then he finds the work, he manages to come out on top, he manages to rally that scene where he goes to where they first hide all the wood on the top of the trees, and literally, first of all the men over there were scared and they were prepared to run away, and then immediately when he's trying to pick a fight with the police officers, all of them rally behind him immediately. I'm like, ek hi scene laga tumhe.
How do you respect this character now?
Exactly, that is the thing. It's like, abe, at least it would have made sense to me when it happened the second time, when he threw all of the logs, the 200 crore worth of sandalwood on the literally from the Dalan, and when he was about to get caught. There it makes sense for me that people will be respecting him because they know who he is.
My problem was, why go with this sandalwood thing? Pick something smaller where your character can be a little bit more smart with hiding something. Okay, hiding wood is almost impossible in an area like so much wood.
That is why they wanted to go for this, right? Because ultimately that red sandalwood is something which is actually very precious, and it is true.
I checked.
It is precious, and there is a lot of this is actually a real life like these things happen. This market actually exists, and the smuggling definitely exists. So they picked a real life phenomenon, and then they made a story around it. Basically, this is like KGF.
I have not seen it.
Even I haven't seen KGF, but this entire obsession which people started having with the smuggling, and KGF is actually primarily the reason why Pushpa also worked. Because KGF had primed the North audiences to these kind of movies, this action genre, this larger than life character, the chhapri protagonist, the hyper masculine protagonist. Audiences were missing that during that time, and KGF had actually come out in 2018 and prepared the audience, and they had gotten that taste, which is why they were prepared. I think that is the primary reason why Pushpa also worked, because the same elements which helped KGF become a success were present in Pushpa as well. I haven't seen the movie, but I've based on the trailer, I know it has something to do with smuggling as well. It has something to do with this, an underworld, a mafia, and how he rises up the ranks. KGF is similar. KGF has something to do with mines, I believe, coal mines or something.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think that is why Pushpa also worked a lot, and now it's an overdone trope, because when Pushpa came, it was 2021, and KGF had come out 3 years ago, before in 2018.
Okay.
So after 2018, there was no other movie of this scale with such a hyper masculine character, especially nothing from Bollywood. So that is why people also were very interested in watching movies like this, and that is actually the success of these movies are why even Bollywood is trying to replicate these things. Like you saw with Jawan, how Shah Rukh Khan's character was the senior character. He was literally that. hyper masculine, smoking a cigar, and then being all, you know, tush and swag and all of that.
Rowdy.
And this rowdy, exactly. That South India masala thing, which is prevalent in this movie, translated over to Bollywood because just for this reason.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that sort of a culture seeping into North,
And funnily enough, that culture actually was first appropriated by the South Indians from the North. The 80s and 70s, the older Bollywood movies Amitabh Bachchan used to star in, that was the inspiration behind those movies. South Indian cinema culturally appropriated those elements and they made it their own. Now it's coming back to Bollywood.
Bollywood went through like a feminist phase, and now they're sort, I don't know, culture is going back slightly towards, okay, we'll still
See,
identify.
you can still have a balance between both, and I wouldn't say Bollywood went through a feminist phase. I would say Bollywood went through a liberal phase where they were shedding their image and they were shedding their raw and that, you know, a common denominator image where they were appealing to the lowest of the low crowd. Instead, they wanted to appeal to a sophisticated audience, a bit of an audience that doesn't want to watch these kind of movies, and they kind of ran their shop for nearly 2 decades with this, from the late 90s till the late 2010s. They managed to work like that, but then those movies, yes, of course, trends have to change every 2 decades or so. People will be sick of watching the same kind of stuff again and again. So now this trend is emerging, and then if they overdo it, this will also go out of fashion. So the era of hyper masculine RRR and those kind of movies, they kind of are working right now, but even that is going out of fashion. Devara did not work in North. Devara is also similar. After watching Pushpa, you can see Devara also has similar elements.
It does, yeah.
But it did not work, right? The only thing which worked was the objectification of Janhvi Kapoor.
We have sort of referenced Chuttamale before.
That is what I'm saying. So Telugu cinema does that. Telugu cinema knows, like, the 15 minutes or so of Janhvi Kapoor, which we saw in Devara, her entire career in Bollywood hasn't managed to give her that much relevance.
I think this is also the era of the Telugu songs like being prominent, finding that level of recognition. I think this is also the era. Like I now recall I think 2 or 3 songs from this movie itself that worked.
Yeah, there was it.
Just a second.
Yeah.
क्या हुआ?
5,000 रुपीज चाहिए.
किसने?
5,000 अकाउंट में चाहिए.
किसको?
सनी पे.
अभी
हाँ.
मैं देखता हूँ.
तुम्हारे अकाउंट में है पैसा?
मैं कर देता हूँ.
5,000. तो मम्मी को बोलो दीदी कर दे, मैं बोला तो था.
अरे बाद में डिस्कस करते हैं ना वो.
ये कर दो.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's get back to the film. We'll discuss trends later on.
I know. So the songs were actually a rage.
We're discussing the songs. Yeah, we should.
Srivalli, the song of Srivalli. The you know that entire step became a meme where he's just go walking and then the slipper is left behind. There were so many reels around that trend. They were doing all of that, and then Sami became such a big rage. Even till now, that song is such a big hit that everywhere Rashmika goes, she has to do that. Basically, it's the Kolaveri D for Rashmika. Wherever he goes to attend something, any function related to Bollywood, he ends up singing Kolaveri D. Yeah, and the same thing is happening to Rashmika. Even now in Mumbai, I think today or so, she's at an event where she's doing the same Sami step. I'm like, dude, 3 साल हो गए.
Pushpa 2 is coming out now, so she has.
Yeah, but in Pushpa 2, also there is another song similar, Sami, where there is different. But yeah, so let's see. But I don't think the songs from this movie are going to be as big a sensation when it comes to, because I don't see anything. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
When the movie release, I have no idea. Okay, we were discussing about the character of Pushpa, and how I was saying that the problem I have with Pushpa's character is there is a rise, yes, but I don't see him struggling anywhere. That is the main problem I have. So okay, I think let's now kind of
lack of sympathy is probably one of those things, right? Like lack of sympathy, relatability is not there. There's the only backstory, the flashback that we see. Yeah, for you that was
that worked for me. Yeah, that worked for me.
Now,
And okay, funny.
Okay.
And like the guy who plays the elder brother, do you recognize him?
The elder brother. Oh,
The
the one who lives. I don't.
You don't?
I only recognize the bald villain. He was Adi from that Mask movie. I recognized him.
Bald villain?
A sort of balding villain. There is a bad guy, right? Like whose
You're
wife
talking
kills
about
him, unalive.
No, he doesn't. He's not unalive. He's still alive.
Oh yeah, he's alive. But
And okay,
that was Adi, right?
I think
that was Adi from Mask.
Wait. I think okay. Let me just Google him because I haven't seen
He's
Mask.
like Sunil or something. That's his.
His name. That he used to basically he was a comedian, and then after Pushpa he translated to these kind of roles.
Okay.
I think that is
before.
he used to play a comedian. He was literally like Johnny Lever. And then I mean he's such a good performer, he's such a good actor. You don't see any shades of comedy. Like he played a good villain, I would say. His presence, I would say I'm not saying he was a good villain. I'd say he had a good presence.
He does, for sure.
Yeah, so that is the thing.
Yeah,
It is
him.
It is him.
Miri Chang One Man Army. It's
Adi. I actually
Adi.
haven't seen Mass.
okay. I mean I can. It's not.
For me, it was not a good film, but I don't know how. I mean, yeah, it just Z Cinema just kept putting it again and again, and then it became a cult hit.
Okay, so
yeah.
now we're talking about Sunil and his character. I don't remember him. Govind.
Mangal Sinu.
Mangal Sinu. Okay, so I think that's his. That there is a scene where he's on a call and somebody is asking him not to kill this person, and then he says, "Oh, I already done it." Okay.
Okay, just
I think that is
sorry.
the only.
Okay. No, 1 second. We got interrupted. Let's just put a pin on this. We were talking about the brother who played.
Oh yeah.
So you don't recognize the guy?
No.
He was the guy who was listening to Devara's story, the police officer.
Okay, that was him.
That was him.
Most irrelevant character.
So he was him. He's actually a good actor, and he's been he's such an old actor, you know. He's been I know him. I mean, yeah, he's played a lot of roles in many movies. Anyways, so we were talking about Mangal Sinu.
Yeah, so one big problem I have with the film is that the antagonists are extremely weak and overcoming them seems very easy. I will bring back the example of Loki. Okay, and this is, I've not seen the show, the Loki show, but I'm just talking about phase 1 and phase 2 of Marvel, where I held this opinion very strongly. Then it might have changed. I felt like a lot of people gave props to Loki for being smart, for being very cunning, but I think it was the opposite. Thor was very dumb. Okay,
yeah.
It was very easy to outsmart Thor. Thor thought from his heart. That is the difference, right? So it is very easy to outsmart Thor, but Loki is never shown as like somebody who is very cunning. It's a very basic villain. Plan also works for him. Okay. Similar thing I feel here, where all the antagonists are not very well set up. They don't really act in a very smart way, and for the struggling thing you said, okay, he doesn't struggle because all the villains are so dumb that it's very easy to outsmart them. Okay.
Yeah.
He has a meeting with one of them. Everyone leaves and he just narrates that whole thing to him. Right. I don't feel like his life is in any sort of danger, even if the plan fails. there is no fear of the villain, right? That
And
should be
what
that.
I'm also thinking that, dude, these people have been in the smuggling business for such a long time. They haven't thought of this idea.
Yeah.
This is the basic idea which anyone from elementary school would have thought. And what about the police officers? If the villains are dumb, the police are even more dumber.
I'm counting them in the villains only because police also is villain, na, in this film.
मैंने कहा पुलिस तुम किस बात की पगार ले रहे हो बे? तुम जाओ घर बैठो. अच्छा रिजाइन करके गया वो चूतिया.
That is such a bad like conclusion to a character where he did nothing and he resigned and like done.
Resigned it and brought back another. मैं तो कहता हूँ उससे अच्छा फहद फासिल को starting से
that was one of the points I wrote. Like keep him from the beginning, but then you have to give him screen time. Then they gave screen time to the worst characters.
अबे तो see the character of the police officer literally comes twice.
Was he a big name when this film came out? Fahad Fazil?
No, Fahad Fasil was definitely a big name.
Okay.
Fahad Fasil was a big name, and then yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this was his debut Telugu film as well.
Oh, what a film to start with!
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he should have been introduced from the beginning itself.
He should, yeah.
There was no point of having the other police officer, and then if you wanted to have the other police officer, at least show that he got bumped off by one of the villains, not that he resigned. I'm like, what? You resigned?
That shows me his motivations were extremely weak.
Yeah, I mean, not even motivations. I'm like, that is no wonder the smuggling ring grew so much because you are just so incompetent. He and Gandhi were batchmates.
Yeah.
जूनियर होगा वो स्पाई बन गया और ये बेचारा पुलिस वाला रह गया.
This is the real 12th fail.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, fine, man. So incompetent. It's like you don't do. And literally that scene of that incompetence, we saw that how he's kind of when he finds out where the godown is, and then he's coming with the troops. Literally in just a minute or so, that sandalwood is coming. That red sandalwood is dropping down the hill. They don't see it. And that was the most dumbest sequence ever for me. I'm like, so I mean, that was literally a Hail Mary. What they did, and they managed to recover all the wood. They didn't miss anything.
That scene, that sequence where he's using the, what do you call it?
But the JCB.
Yeah, the JCB. So he's using the JCB. It just defies all laws of physics and how JCB works. Okay.
No, I mean, like JCB is like, first of all, for me, there are, I think, 10 or 15 people over there. And the amount of work, the collective work they were doing, Pushpa was doing tenfold the work with the vehicles. Like, तुम लोगों का काम क्या है? हाँ ठीक है भैया, ठीक है दीदी. So what even is the point of them? It's like they're throwing one log, and Pushpa is doing the most amount of work. I'm like, literally, अगर वो एक और JCB का चक्कर काटता ना, जितना लोग उन लोगों ने फेंका, वो एक ही बारी में सब फेंक सकता था.
There was no even Jimmy Shergill would have resigned. Like मैंने बहुत काटा है movies में, but ये इतनी नहीं कटनी.
नहीं, I think if this movie had come out 10 years ago and if this had a Bollywood remake, Jimmy Shergill को ही डालते. जिसने resign किया ना, उसके रोल में Jimmy Shergill को ही डालते.
Jimmy Shergill has done the exact same cop role in Haseen Durba. He's done so many dumb cop roles. It's crazy.
And we haven't seen Muqaddar का सिकंदर. I think उसमें भी वही हुआ है उसके साथ.
Probably same thing.
Right.
There's another movie with Irfan Khan where he kidnaps a child. It's the same thing. Jimmy Shergill is playing a cop who can't really do anything.
तनुवेड्स बनू में भी कट्टा होता है दोनों में उसका. उसमें तो पुलिस उसमें गुंडा बना होता है. गुंडा बना होता है, उसमें भी कट गया उसका.
The cursed character. This is cursed actor actually.
मतलब ना ही तू पुलिस वाले में तेरे को कुछ मिल रहा है, ना ही गुंडे के रोल में तेरे को कुछ मिल रहा है. दोनों में तेरा कट्टा ही हो रहा है. And I think he was also in LSD, right? Love, Sex and Dhokha.
I don't remember. I only remember Rajkumar Rao being there.
Yeah, I remember. I think in there was a part 2. there was a part 2 of the movie as well, Love, Sex or Dhoka Returns or something like that. And Jimmy Shergill, I think, played a part. I don't remember anyway. So I don't know, man. Jimmy Shergill, like Bichara, Mohabbatein, he debuted with Mohabbatein. He was literally the handsome chocolate boy kind of a figure, and then pata nahi kahan se
Did he debut with Mohabbatein?
him, Uday Chopra, and then there was also another guy.
He did another film, na? Was it before or after Mohabbatein?
No, I think Mohabbatein was his first.
There is a song. There is a really famous song he does with like there are 4 buddies in that song. I think that this predates Mohabbatein in my opinion.
No. Yeah, his breakthrough. Oh no, wait. Okay, he began his film career with the 1996 Marches.
Yes.
अरे वो चप्पा चप्पा चरकले
Yeah.
अरे
Mohabbatein
हाँ ठीक है Mohabbatein came out right after that. Yeah, so okay, so Uday Chopra was the one who debuted with that movie, Mohabbatein. Of course, Uday Chopra. इसलिए तो उसको सबसे वैसा वाला रोल दिया था, पूरा मस्कुलर उसको हीरो की तरह प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे थे. And literally, despite debuting opposite Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan and Aishwarya Rai, Uday Chopra's career went nowhere.
It was a terrible miscalculation. He should have started out with Dhoom and then ended with Dhoom. That's it. That's his entire career.
वही तो है उसका
career. We'll come back to Pushpa.
So we keep getting distracted from Pushpa. That goes to show what our feelings are towards this movie. How unenthused we were after watching this movie.
This one scene that we talked about with Sunil, where he says that I've already unalived this person, but he had not, right? That is the only okay-ish setup scene I've seen for a villain in this film. There is nothing else.
And there is a
why
payoff.
Spend so much time just doing, this is his name, this is what he does. We don't want to see that. Okay, it's the laziest thing you could do.
I mean, okay.
The guy reaching movie suddenly.
I think that is the kind of look also they were going for. Maybe that is the look and feel they may. Anyways, I don't know.
Guy Ritchie makes a lot of these kind of films. Okay, I'll come back to something that is the huge problem is when you have a story arc where you're showing somebody's rise and then fall, which I'm hoping they show afterwards. Okay, you do not start with that character being arrogant immediately. Okay, take any sort of this arc, the character is humble, the power corrupts them and then they fall. He is arrogant from the very beginning.
No, I would disagree. I don't see, that is what I'm saying. I don't mind him being an arrogant little prick from the beginning itself. It's like, imagine the beginning of the movie. Instead of showing us how, I don't know, maybe structurally they played around. Remember that scene where he's working in a wood factory and then the owner of the wood factory comes, basically where he meets Keshav, where Keshav is the one narrating, and then
Keshav is the only character I sort of root for, other than, again, there is nobody.
Same, he was the best character for me.
Yeah,
because he was actually a character. That is the thing. And also the dynamic between Keshav and Pushpa is very nice.
Yes, but this is what, when you say you don't have a problem with him being an arrogant prick.
Anyways, so that is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that is what I'm saying.
He's not very sympathetic. There's no relatability for the character. So I'm not rooting for him.
So the introduction scene, I would say how Keshav meets him, where he's basically working in the wood shop, and then during the break he's just sitting with his legs on top of his leg with a swagger, and he's eating the biscuit and bun and chai, and then the owner comes, gives him a side eye, goes inside and then yells at him that who the hell is this guy, and then someone comes running, and then the swagger where he's actually getting fired, that is a good scene. That would have shown us that despite his swagger, I mean, it's like he's losing his job over his swagger. He's like, he's not going to compromise, but fine, even if the job doesn't work for him, I am not going to throw away my self-respect, and then he goes away. So that is a good scene. But compare that to the first scene which we see, where he's stopped by the police officers, he's thrashing the police officer. That was so dumb, man. That was so dumb. That was, I don't know. That was like, why? That
is setting him up as what?
Nothing. Yeah, exactly. Nothing. This scene at least set him up as something that he has this swagger and he's not going to yield for anybody. that is a far more effective scene of his character rather than the opening scene which we saw.
If you're going with, we want this character to be an arrogant prick, that is the scene that you start with. Yes.
Exactly. And that's
not
And then eventually when we see how he rises in the ranks, then we can see that, okay, we know that this character is an arrogant prick, so we know this is how he will react. He will talk to the police with such an arrogant way, and then he'll get thrashed, and then he'll bribe the police officers. That makes much more sense because you have already set it up before.
But this is what I'm saying. Compare the film as like, okay, take the film as like as a proper one film, one story. Okay, what is the growth internally? What is the growth? He's
Nothing.
Not changing.
I think
it's just him from the beginning. It's just him. I don't really care.
He's the classic that protagonist. Do you have a term for that, right? He doesn't change at all. The flat arc.
No, a flat arc. The flat arc consists of the character doubting themselves at some point in the film. Okay, at the midpoint, especially usually. Okay, take Jigra. Jigra had a flat arc where Alia Bhatt sort of is put in the situation where she has to follow the rules. Okay, even if she doesn't, usually she has to. Right here, he's not bending to anything. He's not even put in the situation where he's challenged, which you said, right? There's no struggle.
Only one time he gets put in a challenge, and that happens towards the end with FAHADH FAASIL.
Yeah, but then so we have to take two films as one because that is now the midpoint.
That is actually the midpoint, right?
Which is why the film doesn't work. Which is why I think maybe the second film, when we do a podcast for that, it might have a better perspective. We will have a better conversation in that one.
Yeah, maybe, but that is the thing. This is why this structure did not work for me. It's like this entire film is actually like a first half, an extended first half.
Yes.
Where Allu Arjun's character Pushpa has achieved everything. Now the primary antagonist force for him has entered the story. Now he has to kind of face a downfall in the second half, and his basically we'll see him struggling.
Yeah.
But as a single movie, it doesn't work.
Doesn't work at all.
Because he doesn't change, exactly as you said. His character doesn't change, and there is no growth to him. There is no change to him. Only the circumstances around him are changing. Otherwise, he doesn't grow at all.
Yeah.
Even that moment where in the hospital, kind of where he accidentally strikes his mother when she falls down, and then that's when he decides that is the interval, right? No, I'm not going to basic.
Yeah.
I'm not
I thought
going.
It would be one of those things. Yeah.
So basically, he says, I'm not going to compromise, and I'm going to take everything which is owed for me. I'm like, वही तो पूरी मूवी में कर रहा है अभी तक. You are not compromising, and you are literally taking what's not yours so far. So you literally coming out and saying that doesn't make a difference because you are already doing that.
Exactly.
So what even is the point of it? And ironically, that is the moment which became a meme. Hey, jhukega nahi sala.
Yeah. When it finally came, I was like, really?
So that is the problem. This movie got famous through these moments, but these moments don't hit you. Only that one. Okay, I'll tell you the only moment which hit me, which felt like, okay, this character is a good character. Basically, that it comes back to that scene with Mangal Sinu where they are on that terrace and they are beating up this guy who came and asked for a raise, and then the phone call with the MP minister happens where Sunil's character basically says, "Arey, if you had informed me before, I just now unalived him." He basically lies, right? So that is the scene where Pushpa's character works. I mean, as in that is the point where I can see that, okay, it hit me that he is literally coming to ask for more money. He asks for more money, and all of these characters are literally standing dumbfounded, and then he's coming back again and then calling him, informing the guy, I'm going to do that, and then the fight breaks out where he thrashes everything, demolishes everything, and then we like, okay, Pushpa क्या है? Pushpa flower नहीं, fire है.
Yeah,
that scene also
didn't catch on.
That scene also was a like a hyper popular reel, popular moment. Flower nahi fire hai.
Okay, now want to sort of wrap up my thoughts about Pushpa
Yeah.
to one small thing and two things. One is about fixing a small thing, and one is the biggest problem outside of the character growth problem. Okay, which is I think is fine. There are a lot of films like this that sort of work. There is no clear motivation as to what Pushpa wants throughout the film. It should be well established in the beginning. So you have two tracks where you see either Pushpa wants status, which you can see in the flashback. Okay, fine. I can stick to this because that's a good scene. Right?
Yeah.
Now I can stick. Okay, fine. Pushpa wants status. You have also re-established that in the car thing where he buys the car. Okay, fine. He wants status. He doesn't want money. He wants status. But then he also wants money. Keeps talking about money.
So basically, the motivation he has is he wants respect, and
Yes.
he wants he wants respect from that family which rejected him. That is the motivation which I thought the movie was going to be about.
I don't think so. Yeah, but it was not about that. No.
No, okay. So what I'll tell you why I felt that, because when he buys the car and then flaunts it around the house, that is the only time we see him interacting and coming to this particular house and flaunting. And they have a younger sister who kind of calls him a brother. I mean, she accepts him. The elder brother doesn't accept him, and then the elder brother is also dismissive of the fact that, Arey, how did Pushpa get so much money? Who will give him money? He must have gotten it by using our father's name. That is the...
Okay. Now I will suggest to you a very easy fix that could have elevated this motivation. Okay. You show Pushpa, you keep that flashback. Okay. Now you have established that he wants respect or status. Status, respect, whatever. Okay. He wants to earn that last name or something. There's that obsession, right? Then you also then show the car scene. Okay. But somewhere in the middle, you show that the brother character, the step brother, is out of the picture. Either you make Pushpa unalive him or you do whatever. Okay. Then at the wedding, randomly maybe somebody finds out that this is not his last name. Okay. Maybe somebody else finds it out, not that one person. Okay. Which will make Pushpa realize that this is not going to leave me just because I unalived my brother. This is going to stick to me every time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you fix it. It's done. Okay. But you bring that character back again at the wedding also, where he's going to choose Rashmika or whatever. Okay. It's a repetitive scene. You should not even. It's a sin. Okay. You should not even do that.
And also the fact that this theme is that he has father issues, and everyone around him keeps shaming him for not having a father and not having a father. It keeps happening till the end, where even FAHADH's character does the same, which is why he gets triggered. And then in the end we have that moment where he stamps his bloody hand on his white shirt and then this is my brand. So I would say the only arc which I feel if you can call that the small arc, is that he's finally letting go of his the approval which he needs from the others.
Yeah.
That he's finally accepting that this is something. This is my brand. I know who I am, and I don't need validation from anyone. Whoever my father is, this is the evidence. I'm my own man, and he stamps his own blood on himself. So I guess that is the only arc which I can see is from this character, but it was not fleshed out.
It's not strong, but
it's not strong.
That's the only thing.
That is the only thing. But that is the thing. Okay. The problem is nobody kind of talks about this. Even all of the villains, they call him coolie. Ye coolie hai. They don't consider him as a partner, even though he desperately wants to be called as a partner. They always see him as an employee. Even giving him 4%, they are like, acha 4% ke liye tu ye bhi karega. They treat him like a nobody. But that doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me in a sense that he managed to become the business head by the end of it. but I don't see any kind of respect or anything which he gets. I don't see. And yeah, it's a shoddy work. That is the problem I have, that they did not flesh out a proper arc for him.
Yeah, because they focus more on the story and less on the character. It's very simple.
Not even story, they focused on the set pieces.
It's a beat, constant beat, but we don't
Constant
really see
beat.
what his
Yeah.
character is going through.
So which is why I personally feel Devara has a better structure, as in Devara has a better arc, character
We are
arc.
slowly realizing that Devara might have been
Yeah.
a better film.
With every subsequent film, I am more and more forgiving towards Devara, because at least
Please
when
don't
it
make
comes
us do
to
that. Please, directors, please no.
yeah, please don't. I mean, this movie came out before Devara, and it has a better character arc for Devara and Vara's character. Vara's character has a better arc than Pushpa.
It's okay. Now that we talk about, I also wanted to sort of talk about something. I've made a note of it. I don't feel like Pushpa has a stake in any of this at any point. Okay, let's say they lose that 250 crore Sandalwood this thing. What happens to Pushpa? I don't think he just moves on to something else. Okay, you have to also ground Pushpa in the sense that if this goes away from him, his mission towards whatever is now gone. We have to fear.
You know what would have helped everything, what would have solved everything? Just one thing. I'll just mention it and you will also agree. The only thing it would have solved was Fahad Fasil's character should have been the legitimate son of Pushpa's father, and he would have been the police officer who's going after this from the beginning. That's it. The entire movie would have sorted itself out.
Yeah, it would have worked.
Because the scene where Fahad Fasil's character is insulting Pushpa, that this brand, I have a legitimate father and all, it would have hit harder if he was the actual legitimate son of Pushpa's father.
Yeah. Just fixing the whole thing.
Fixing the whole
This was a
thing.
very
Just
easy
one
fix,
thing.
man.
Easy fix. You remove the stepbrother and you remove the resigning police officer, the Gandhi's batchmate, and combine those two characters in Fahad Fasil and give him that role from the beginning. That's it. This movie would have fixed.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife is sick.
Okay. So that is how everything would have, like, that would have made a better sense that Pushpa's character wants to best his brother. That is why he's entering this syndicate and doing everything to make sure the police officer's career is failing and he's emerging as a bigger
because we don't fear that Pushpa is going to get jailed, because we've already established he doesn't care about it. But being jailed by Fahad Fasil's character, if he's the brother, would mean something.
That is what I'm saying. Easy fix.
Yeah.
One thing. Just add that this entire movie would have a different. I mean, you could have kept everything same. Just do. If they had just done that, then there would have been stakes.
Yeah.
At every point, that if he gets captured, I mean, if that character comes to the godown and captures the Sandalwood, then it would be like they lose. The enmity between the stepbrothers, that will be like, okay, if they manage to capture him, then it will be a big it would have been a big moment. That is why that moment would have hit as well, that Pushpa's character is ready to throw the Sandalwood, 250 crore Sandalwood in the water, because he doesn't want to get captured by the brother.
Fahad Fasil, yeah.
That is the easiest fix for this movie. Anyway, man, I think that they had, this movie had potential.
Yeah.
A lot of potential, because this movie had the positives for me in this movie were good action sequences,
good actors who could pull
good
off their
actors
roles without like being given any good characters.
plus they shot it at a real location rather than a studio. So we see everything happening in the real space. Like, the colors were natural, the lighting was amazing, the setting was like, it looks so raw, and these characters felt like they belong to this world.
Yeah. This was also one thing. Have you seen Narcos?
Narcos, I have seen a couple of episodes. I haven't seen everything properly.
Okay, there is a scene where he gets stopped by the police, and then you see that he knows every police officer and what their home situation is like, and that, and the first scene where he Pushpa is caught, they could have done it like that.
Yeah,
it would have been so good, because I think I was thinking of that scene where if you are saying that Pushpa is offering bribe and he's constantly increasing the bribe, that doesn't tell me anything. I don't even think he's smart. I would have done the same thing.
So now compare this to Maharaja. How when in Maharaja, the character of Maharaja comes to the police station and how he is bribing them just to find the trash can. It hits you like, why are you paying so much for this?
But the dynamic is very different.
The dynamic is different, but here it's like he's going to, I mean, it's a very easy thing. It's like, of course he's going to bribe the police officers and be on his way. There is no struggle.
And there is no even there is nothing to his character even in that.
Yeah, it's sequence. Like anyone could have done that. Anyone could have just gone and bribed the police officers. That's it. So what is unique about
nobody would have gone and registered an FIR for a stolen dustbin.
Trash can, yeah.
Trash can, yeah. So this is the difference. But just take away that first sequence completely.
Yeah, exactly. We had to just remove the first sequence and start the movie with that opening scene where he's literally working in the wood shop. Getting fired. That would have and then immediately in the next scene where a loan shark has come to ask for money and then he's not able to pay it. He sells off the buffalo, pays off the loan, and the next scene he's deliberately making the loan shark go door to door and just tell everyone that Pushpa has repaid the loan. So those two scenes worked for me.
In short, just to wrap it up, I wish that Pushpa's character dies in the end and leaves all of that wealth to Keshav. That would be the perfect ending.
That would be the perfect ending, exactly.
Because the beginning Keshav says that I want to sort of profit off of you.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's the nicest character in the film.
And if you think about it, his target was 10 lakhs. I think so far he must have achieved his target. And he's still earning.
Yeah. So I think this would be the perfect ending if Keshav inherits all that syndicate and empire, everything.
I think in the next movie, Pushpa 2, Rashmika's character is going to be like Rashmika's character from Animal, the nagging wife.
Yeah.
That is what I'm sensing is going to happen, because in the first movie, she's not too involved in what's happening. I mean, think about it. Her father and the husband, both of them are working for the syndicate. And she has already kind of brushed with the consequences of being associated with these criminals. I mean, she had to literally sleep with this guy in order to kind of so I don't know, I think that's what's going to happen in this movie, but I'm not having too many hopes from this movie, because they are going to double down on the Chaparipana and then they are going to ramp it up, and based on the trailer I saw, I feel that's what's going to happen.
I have not seen the trailer, but now I'm not going to. I've sort of resisted it so far.
Don't watch it. Don't watch the trailer. I saw the trailer, and after watching the trailer, I'm thinking, okay, I don't have much hope. When it comes to the writing and characterization, of course, I know the action sequences will be, they will be interesting to watch, and this will be an interesting experience to witness in the theaters. I don't know whether, I'm still having second thoughts whether to watch it in theaters or not. Let's see. When it comes, then I'll make the decision. Anyways, okay. I think we have pretty much
wrap it up now.
Let's wrap it up.